All right, chat. Let's go. We got the live going. And let me know what's good. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let's check the stream. We're watching. We're doing a watch party, guys. Yep. You heard it here first. We're going live for this one. We got Tevin Farmer, Jake Paul. We got Tevin Farmer. All right, cool. We're logged in. All right, let's check this fight out, shall we? All right. Let's do this, chat. We watching this fight together. I'm excited. Let's tune in, baby. All right. I got the fight right next to me here, so you guys will be checking out my live reaction to the fight. We got Kid Austin. Dude, he's jacked. He looks in shape for sure. Comment who you guys got in the main event. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. That'll be a good one for sure. Let's see. Let's see if we locked in, baby. We are locked in. I'm excited, bro. I don't know about you guys. I'm hyped for this one. This one's gonna be fire. All right. Here we go. Tevin Farmer looking ready. You guys don't know, we bet for Schofield to get the dub. I got some bets going tonight, firing on DraftKings. So let's see how we do. I'm excited. This is gonna be a good one. If my chat is lag, let me know. But this should work out just fine. We'll see. We'll see. We shall see, chat. Floyd Schofield and Kid Austin versus Tevin Farmer. This is going to be a good one. Schofield looking very strong. Obviously had some little bit of an issue with the Shakur Stevenson fight scheduled not too long ago, but he's back at it. He's ready to get back active. I'm excited to see what he's got for us. Let's see. Let's see what he's got, boy. He's got the Rival gloves on. I've never tried Rival gloves, actually. I want to see how good they are, how they compare to, like Grants. I got the Grants right in the back here. Put my Grants on. Like this. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready for this one. This is going to be a good fight, guys. Tune in. We just got started. If you guys are just joining, type something in the chat. We're watching Kid Austin, Jake Paul, Tevin Farmer, Chavez Jr., all these guys are going to be on this card. So I'm excited. We're going to watch the fight together. Let's tap in, and it's going to be fun. It will be fun, ladies and gentlemen. All right. They're about to start it. I'm hyped. I got my gloves on. I'm ready. I watch the fights with my gloves on because I get excited. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. I'm excited for this one. Let's see what Kid Austin got. I got Kid Austin. Type who you got in the chat. Floyd Schofield starts out with that jab. Both guys posturing a little bit. Some feigning going on from Kid Austin. I like it. Tevin Farmer returns the feints. I like the feigning. I like it a lot. I'm excited about this one. I got Kid Austin. Let's see if the young buck can show everybody what's up. Tevin Farmer in that southpaw stance. Looks comfortable in there. Kid Austin comes out a little bit aggressive. I like it. I like the guts from the young champion. Oh! Kid Austin drops Tevin Farmer. Round one. Let's go, baby. He's the new. He's the new. You're the old. Tevin Farmer got hit clean. I think he's hurt. He's hurt bad. Kid Austin's about to stop him. Kid Austin's about to stop. Round one, he's about to stop him. Round one, he's about to stop him. Calling it right now. Kid Austin's about to stop Tevin Farmer in the first round. You got 2 minutes to go. He's hurt bad, ladies and gentlemen. He's hurt bad. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Kid Austin ends it in round 1. What a performance he had against Tevin Farmer. Dropped him with that straight right hand, right down the button, put him down. Let's go, baby. We like that from Kid Austin. All right, we got one parlay, one leg of the parlay down, ladies and gentlemen. We got one leg of the parlay down. We just need Chavez Jr. to win now. I don't know if he's going to win, but he's a crazy underdog. What a performance from Tevin Farmer. Not Tevin Farmer, from Kid Austin. Oh my gosh, first round, that's unbelievable. What a performance from Kid Austin. Let me say it again. That was not expected. First round stoppage. You got a young lion. I don't know. Shakur might have to be ready for that one. This ain't going to be easy. First round stoppage. I feel bad. Man, I feel for Tevin Farmer, because, he missed weight already, and you already knew that wasn't a good sign. Oh, my goodness. What a stoppage from Kid Austin. Wow. I was very impressed with that performance, guys. First round stoppage? Ooh, that's what I like to see. That's what you like to see from a guy like Kid Austin, coming off that weird situation that happened in Saudi where he pulled out of the Shakur Stevenson fight, and then he comes back like that. You love to see that. I'm trying to fix the camera here. But, got to feel for Tevin Farmer, definitely hurt immediately. Kid Austin landed that right hand, started off hot, and that's what you get. These young guys, they're unpredictable, man. You can't just expect them to get into the ring and think they're just gonna posture like that. I like the feints. I like the smart attack early, and Kid Austin took a risk and he got the reward as well. So shout out to Kid Austin. What a win. He sent a message to Shakur for sure in this fight saying, I mean business. Let's renegotiate that fight again and see what happens for real, because that was a good fight. That was a good performance from Kid Austin. Wow. Much shorter than I would have thought it would lasted, but wow. Stock rose for sure for Kid Austin. We might have a new star at 135, man. That was a great performance from him. I'm very happy for Kid Austin. Wow. That right hand is no joke, man. You got him in the line of fire. You're going to get caught. This is boxing. Wow, what a shot. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Let me see that again. Sets up the left hand, right hook, right hand overhand, whatever you want to call it. Drops him. Drops him like it's nothing, too. He made that look easy, guys. Wow. Boom, boom. Oh, my goodness. Kid Austin with a hell of a performance against Tevin Farmer. Stops him in the first round. Wow. He got hurt in the first minute, chat. He got hurt in the very first minute of the fight. Not what you want to see. Unfortunate for Tevin Farmer. I don't know where he goes from here. But he just got stopped by, one of the young guns at 135. And, Kid Austin looked really good. Really good fight. Really excited to see him, back for sure. See what he does next. But that was a good performance, man. I can't be mad at it. Good performance, Kid Austin. He doesn't even look bruised up, obviously. He didn't even go full round, He didn't have to. He said, I don't get paid for overtime. He got the job done. That was impressive. We still got a lineup of fights to go, guys. But Kid Austin just, set the tone with the first round stoppage against Tevin Farmer, and that was good. That was really good. Dangerous puncher, clearly. He's got bricks in his hands. I don't think Tevin Farmer even knew what hit him. He genuinely doesn't know what happened, I don't think. He looks dazed, confused, discombobulated, the whole nine. Kid Austin, incredibly happy, emotional. I'm sure he's gone through a lot. I don't even think he knew he was going to do this. I don't even think Kid Austin knew for a fact that he was going to win this fight, and then to go in there and do it in the first round, that's tremendous. Much respect to Kid Austin. Wow. What a performance. Kid Austin is a monster. That was crazy. I can't believe he stopped him. That shocked me. Wow. Respect where it's due. Very well done. I'm going to listen in real quick. Oh, sorry. I don't think I'm allowed to let you guys listen to this, but I'm going to listen to what he says. So Kid Austin just basically said he loves Tevin Farmer, much respect. It made him sad that it had to be him, but what a performance, man. Kid Austin came in great shape, made weight. That's what happens. Sometimes when you don't make weight, these kinds of things happen. You get karma in the ring, and that's what happened to Tevin Farmer, gets stopped in the first round. I wasn't expecting that. I had a feeling that Kid Austin could definitely get a stoppage, but to get in the first round, very good look. Very good look for him. Came out guns blazing. Took Tevin Farmer out of there. Now, Shakur may be thinking, hey, if I get through Zepeda, we might have a fight cooking. We'll see. I still got to favor Shakur in that. I think Shakur's reflexes are just too different right now, but still a close fight, a relatively close fight, because that's the thing with young guys. And obviously Shakur's a young fighter as well, but when you're talking, how green Kid Austin is, these guys aren't afraid to take risks. Look at what Kid Austin was willing to do. Huge setup. He circled off to the right, put his feet in position to land that right hand, and it was beautiful. Right dead on the money, right on the button. Tevin Farmer didn't even know what hit him in that moment. You could see it. He hit him with the little turn to the angle, frame him, boom. I like that. Very good stuff to see. He put, you guys are just going to look at the 1-2, but he put himself in that position. He circled off to the right, and you saw him catch him with that 1-2, but he lined it up with his feet. That's how important the feet positioning is in the sport of boxing, because you don't just throw 1-2. Sometimes you got to turn the guy and then hit him with the 1-2, and that's what Kid Austin did. Hell of a performance from him. His stock rose for sure. And let's see what Oscar De La Hoya has to say. De La Hoya is very proud of him. Future star at 135. They want the winner of Zepeda and Shakur, like I just said. But that was no surprise. Obviously, that was the fight that was supposed to happen for Kid Austin. Didn't come to fruition, but that is what it is. Kid Austin just showed Shakur. Kid Austin just had a way more exciting performance than Shakur has had in his last few fights, and obviously that has to do with opposition as well. Styles make fights at the end of the day, but Kid Austin did his thing, and Shakur should definitely be reconsidered. You might have to reconsider, signing that contract again, because maybe Kid Austin wasn't a duck at the end of the day. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought about that fight. That was crazy. What a fight. Way to set the tone, Kid Austin. Wow. Much respect to Kid Austin. Bam, I like that. He moved to the right. Bang, bang. We got to practice that, chat. We got to circle off to our right, land that. Put ourselves in position. That's the thing. Southpaw and Orthodox are going to be right in line for that right hand. Kid Austin really set it up beautifully. He slid to the right, said, let me put my feet in position. Boom, boom. Hell of a shot. Way to set the tone. I like it a lot. Why do we have Paul and Chavez bots in the chat? Okay. Who do we got, guys? Main event. Comment down below who you guys got. Chavez versus Jake Paul. Who we got? Jake Paul versus Chavez. Who y'all got? Comment down below who you guys got. Let's go, baby. Let's get it popping. We just got live, so shout out to everybody watching right now. This is going to be a good and entertaining, night. We got a watch party for you guys, and we'll see who wins. Let's see who takes it. Come tonight. We got, Zurdo Ramirez fighting as well. So it's going to be interesting, guys. Don't sleep on these fights. It's going to be exciting. I'm really excited to see what happens. I'll start a poll. I'll say who you got. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Jake Paul, Chavez Jr. Come on, guys. I feel like Chavez Jr. could win this fight. Let's be real. He's fighting in front of his dad. He's literally fighting in front of his father. So I don't know. I have a feeling that he could pull this off. And I also bet, I'm guilty. I bet that Chavez Jr. would win this fight because the odds were just so crazy. The odds were so crazy, and then I thought about it. I'm like, this is Chavez Jr.'s chance to really say, like, all right, Dad, I'm not that much of a disappointment. I'm not that like much of an embarrassment to you. I may not be the best fighter in the world, but I can beat Jake Paul and I can capitalize financially off of that, you know? So I'm very excited to see this fight. I want to see what happens. I want to see if they're able to pull it off. And you know, if the Chavez team, the Chavez legendary name lives on forever, will the legend continue for Chavez Jr.? You know, his son, we've seen him in fights where, you know, Chavez Sr. is just kind of like, oh my God, what is my son doing? But, you know, now we got an opportunity for him to redeem himself, you know? So I'm excited. You guys should be too. We got Chavez Jr. versus Jake Paul. Very excited to watch this fight. And let me know in the chat who you guys got. Chavez Jr. versus Jake Paul. It's going to be exciting because Jake Paul, he's always been kind of on the brink of fighting boxers. He's on the brink of fighting, you know, UFC fighters, because I say on the brink because he's fighting these guys when they're retired, they're getting out of their contracts of the UFC. And then you got a guy like Jake Paul trying to embarrass a legendary UFC fighter, a legendary boxer, a guy like Mike Tyson. You know, he boxed, you know, Nate Robinson, embarrassed him, flatlined him, NBA legend when it comes to the dunk contest. So I feel like, you know, this is Chavez Jr.'s opportunity to save boxing. Can he save the sport of boxing and say, this isn't, you know, a game. You know, let me show you guys why I'm the best between Jake Paul and Chavez Jr. But still, this is a big opportunity for him. He can't blow it. If he blows it, you know, he's going to embarrass his dad. And that's the thing. When you're embarrassed in front of your dad, there's nothing like it. So I can imagine that when Jake Paul goes up against Chavez Jr., knowing that, you know, I can't let my legacy down, you know, this is a moment to revive it. And I, you know, hope that Chavez Jr. capitalizes on it, because he may and probably won't get another opportunity like this ever again. So we'll see what happens. Let me know in the chat, guys. If you guys have any questions, any other topics you guys want to talk about, you guys just let me know. We're waiting for the next fight to start up. But I'm really excited for the main event. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm really hyped for that one, because I think Jake Paul, you know, I respect the grind. I respect anybody's grind in life, let alone the sport of boxing, something that, you know, I'm in the industry right now. You know, I'm working for the sport. So I feel like I know the ins and outs to an extent. And, you know, Jake Paul, he's not the best boxer I've ever seen. Of course not. You know, no one's going to say Jake Paul's the best boxer they've ever seen. But there's something about work ethic. And I'm 23 years old. I've seen Jake Paul when he was a poppin' YouTuber, when he was a Disney star. I've seen all of that. But I also know that he knows how to prove people wrong. He's got a chip on his shoulder. Believe it or not, if you guys don't want to believe it, you don't have to believe it. But Jake Paul does have a chip on his shoulder. There's something about him that he constantly likes to prove people wrong. And when he does it, he doesn't stop there. He continues to push that line, push it farther and farther to see how far he can go. And Jake Paul's talented, man. Like, I'm not going to tell you guys, like, he's not just a popular YouTuber for no reason. This kid knows how to work hard. That's one thing that he knows how to do. So in the sport of boxing, what do you really need? You know, a lot of fighters have talent. A lot of fighters are more talented than Jake Paul, but Jake Paul might work harder than a lot of these guys. And, you know, on this night, is Chavez Jr. saying, this is my opportunity to really take what's mine and prove to everybody that I am the son of a legend? Or is he here to say, you know, half-assing it and saying, I could beat this guy with one hand tied behind my back, and then he could get embarrassed? But we're rooting for Chavez Jr. Let me know in the chat who you guys are rooting for. Chavez Jr. versus Jake Paul. I got Chavez because I bet on Chavez, and I'm hoping that he pulls it out, because the payout's kind of pretty, I'm not going to lie. And we already got one parlay down with Tevin Farmer getting stopped. You know, I bet on Kid Austin to get the dub, and he did just that. He made it look easy. So, you know, very exciting stuff. Very exciting lineup from the 135 division now, because Kid Austin just, you know, sent a statement. He sent shockwaves down the lightweight division, and, you know, now he's a, you know, hot commodity for the sport of boxing. You know, now people are going to want to watch Kid Austin after what he did to Tevin Farmer. That nice little boom. Chat, I have some crazy news that I don't know if you guys are ready for. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if you guys are ready for this news that I got, because I might be filming with a legend. I might be filming an episode, not with only one legend, but another very popular boxer. Two very popular boxers, and we may be collabing next week. So when I tell you guys to stay tuned, this is the boxing channel that you guys want to stay on, because I have some stuff planned. Let's just say we may be making a trip out to LA. I won't say anything. I won't say any names, but you guys need to understand that I am making big moves in this boxing game. You guys got to understand that. This setup you're seeing, it's going to be here to stay, and we're going to be doing big things in the boxing world. Just trust me and, sit along for the ride. You guys are going to want to be here from the beginning and until the end, because, we're here for the long run. We're going to, put on a lot of good content for you guys, quality content, because I understand, what the boxing fans want to see, because I'm a boxing fan myself. So, I can definitely execute a lot of great content for you guys, because I know what the people want to see, because it's what I would want to see as well. So a lot of entertaining stuff coming up on this channel as well. But, we got Jake Paul obviously getting ready to try to make some history and say he could beat a fighter, a great legendary fighter. I wouldn't say that, Chavez Jr. is a legendary fighter, but he has a legendary name attached to him. So it can't hurt for Jake Paul, a novice YouTube fighter, to be, training hard and becoming, a professional fighter. Jake Paul's a real fighter, guys. It's fair to say Jake Paul's a real fighter. We've seen some of the guys that have been in the boxing ring on undercards. Jake Paul is a fighter for sure. I'm not saying he's world class. He's far from world class, but definitely a fighter. He's got a right hand. He has some knockouts. I mean, I will say for Jake Paul, a lot of people hate on him. They say, he's fighting, washed up MMA fighters, which is true. He's fighting borderline boxers, which is true. But at the end of the day, no professional fighters fight the top 10 in their first fights. You could argue Lomachenko, because he fought credible opposition early in his professional career. But other than that, you don't see boxers fight the elite, too often. But the next fight, if you guys don't know, this is Julian Rodriguez. He's fighting. And for those of you who don't know, he went viral for dropping Gervonta Davis. I believe he beat him 2 or 3 times in the amateurs too. So this is interesting to watch. He's from my home, my home county, my hometown area. So we'll see what happens if he's able to put on a performance. And his, opponents, in that Bomac camp, he's in that Terrence Bud Crawford camp. He's got Bernie and Bomac, helping him warm up in the back room. But just some, historic background for why this is an interesting fight to watch. Julian Rodriguez, like I said, he dropped Tank, beat Tank in the amateurs. That's a big reason why, they're kind of selling his image based off of that. So we'll see what happens. I mean, he lost to Jose Pedraza. Okay, Jose Lopez. Okay. Hutchinson, unanimous decision. So, see what happens. 23-1, 14 KOs. Must have some power. Last 5 fights, he's 4-1. That's not a horrible thing, but he looks a little lackadaisical on the mitts right now. Hopefully, he, turns it up and gets a little bit more intense once he gets in that ring, because this isn't a game. Obviously, he has to be ready, and we'll see what happens. Because, if he was able to drop Tank back in the day, that's pretty respectable. I'm not going to lie. It's difficult to, land a shot on Tank, let alone drop him and beat him in the amateurs. I'm sure, we have footage of Tank when he was an amateur, and still a monster. So we'll see what happens. Griffin and Rodriguez. All right, so Rodriguez is significantly smaller. This is a welterweight bout. We'll see what happens, man. This is going to be interesting. Shout out to Jake Paul, man. Making big moves in the sport of boxing. Signing a lot of female fighters, big names, and just getting things done in the sport where, sometimes we don't get the fights we want. But, Jake Paul's putting on an event. I believe this is in Anaheim, California, in front of, a pro-Chavez crowd. We'll see if Jake Paul can upset them and, rain on their parade, as we say. We got the ring introductions. This should be a good fight, guys. I'm excited to see this one. Man, if we just get knockout after knockout, that'd be sick. I wasn't expecting Kid Austin to get it done that quickly. I thought there was a good chance he gets a stoppage, but to get it in the first round, still crazy. Julian Rodriguez. We'll see what happens. So the odds from the fans, 59% of them are saying Julian Rodriguez is about to win, and then Avius Griffin, 41%. Not pretty even odds, to say the least, but Rodriguez excited to make that ring walk. He's headed to the ring right now. Guys, let me know in the comments who you guys got. Pacquiao versus Barrios, another big fight. A lot of people saying Pacquiao doesn't deserve a title shot, but there are also people saying, legends don't have to deserve anything with everything they've given to the sport already. So, Pacquiao maybe doesn't even, he more than deserves a title shot at this point. That's what a lot of people are arguing. But is it true? We'll have to wait and see. If he goes in there and, it's not like Pacquiao doesn't belong in the ring with Barrios at all. If we're talking 5 to 10 years ago, Pacquiao would destroy Barrios, but it's just a different time now in the sport where, you don't know. Father Time is undefeated. Even for a guy like Manny Pacquiao, as fast as he's looking, and, I'm seeing the training. I'm going to check him out in Los Angeles next week. And, I already know he's faster than a lot of the fighters in their primes right now. But at the end of the day, it's about, once he gets in the ring, the thing is against Ugas, he started to fatigue. He got tired quickly, and the legs weren't the same. He started cramping. So it's just not what you want to see when you see a guy like Manny Pacquiao. You want to see him 100%. Griffin now walking in. He's making his ring walk. These guys walk so slow to the ring. It's unbelievable. Maybe it's because I'm not playing the sound. I'm not playing the sound because I'm not allowed to play the sound on the live, so I just won't play it at all because, if we suffer together. And, right now we have no audio, but we'll see what happens. Griffin and Rodriguez about to start it up. I'm excited. Let's see what happens. Let's see who takes it, and it'll be an exciting fight. Let's see what's up in the chat. Some of you guys got to vote. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Let me know. The thing is, Jake's he's a big dude. It's going to be tough. Honestly, the crowd's not bad. People like watching Jake Paul, man, I'm telling you. Jake Paul's popular. I hate to say it, but Jake Paul is pretty popular. Jake Paul. Avius Griffin. I should have been a ring announcer. You ain't got to tell me. I already know. I could be way better than this guy in the purple suit. Ladies and gentlemen, in the red corner. Dude, I could low-key do that. I'm excited, guys. I'm not really excited to see Jake Paul fight, but I'm curious to see if Chavez could pull off the upset. Because let's see. Boom. Because Jake Paul, he's going to try to land that right hand. That's Jake Paul's bread and butter. He wants to go. Bah! Sometimes he pokes you to the body, and then overhand right. Boom. But the thing is, if you're a boxer, you kind of know the reflexes, And I just don't think Jake Paul has got I know he's working hard. That's what makes him dangerous. That's why there's a good chance, he wins this fight because the script should say he wins this, right? But it's just not guaranteed. There's no guarantee in the sport of boxing because he hasn't really fought a real boxer in general besides Tommy Fury. And even against Tommy Fury, he lost, So apparently a lot of people still want to see, what he's got. Can he beat other guys? Because, apparently Jake Paul is probably the best marketing mind that we've had in the sport of boxing because, even though he's not that good, he's definitely not that good. But why are we watching him? We're all sitting here watching because we want to see, can he continue this train? We'll see. Because he's not horrible. He's not horrible, but he's definitely not a world-class fighter. And I think that's fair to say. I think it's fair to say without hating that Jake Paul's not that good. But he's a pro? I'm not saying he's not a pro. I think here's the thing. You can say Jake Paul's a professional fighter. I think he is a professional fighter, but he's not that good. And I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm just saying Jake Paul He's a great YouTuber. He's a great, entertainer. He knows how to talk trash, whatnot. He's a good troll. But come on, this dude's not world class. We already know. That's why he's fighting Chavez Jr. and not Canelo Alvarez or David Benavidez or Dimitri Bivol or Artur Beterbiev. Or even a guy like Badu Jack at cruiserweight. Like, I've been saying on my channel, like, I think there's a good chance Jake Paul could win a title shot because, like, think about it. Who's really his competition at cruiserweight? There's not really anybody at cruiserweight that's going to give him too many problems. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Avius Griffin versus Julian Rodriguez. We're about to start round one. Here we go. Round one. Let's get to it. The talk is over. The fight starts now. Here we go. The man that beat Tank. That's all I'm thinking when I'm watching this fight. I'm like, the man that dropped Tank. Let's see it. Rodriguez starts in that orthodox stance, pumping that little feinted jab out. A little bit of head movement from Rodriguez, a little feint. I like it. Circles to his right, back to his left. Griffin looking ready, a little bit cautious. Seems like he wants to use this as a feel-out round, see what Rodriguez is working with, and he'll adapt. But we'll see as the fight goes on. Size difference is apparent at this point in the fight. It's round one. We got 2 minutes and 26 seconds left in round one. Griffin pumps a jab out. No punch really landing for either fighter this far in the round. Oh, wow. Rodriguez with a quick combination on the inside. Darts in and out. He's back out of range. I like it. He has to be careful, though, because the reach can be deceiving. Griffin's got long arms. The size advantage is apparent, like I said. Griffin takes a shot to the body. Rodriguez circles to his right. Fakes that jab. Tries to hit 1-2 to the body. Misses. Circles off to the right. Rodriguez likes this little circle off to the right. He's trying to get away from that right hand of Griffin. Smart move, smart play, because he has to use his feet. Griffin has all the other advantages. He has the reach advantage, the size advantage. Rodriguez is smart to be using his feet at this moment. And, I don't know what's going on with Griffin's hair, but he probably should have cut that because it's getting in the way of his fighting a little bit. Let's observe his hair because it's low-key getting in the way of his line of attack. Like, it's falling over his shoulder. I don't know, just weird. He's pushing it back with his gloves. Oh, he got caught with the left hook. Rodriguez landed a left hook. Griffin goes downstairs to the body. Rodriguez walking down the bigger man. Griffin on the back foot, pumps the jab, comes forward, misses with the right hand. Gets some body work. They clinch. Rodriguez looks strong, though. Rodriguez looks like the stronger fighter. These compact punches on the inside are what are really getting it done for him. He has to do more of that as the rounds progress. This is more of a feel-out round right now, but decent amount of action, I can't lie. Can't be mad at it. Both guys are under 147. So this is a welterweight bout. They got 10 rounds to go. We got about 15 seconds left in the first round. Let's see if anybody can steal the round. Oh, nice jab from Rodriguez. Stuns Griffin. He was not ready for that shot. Sometimes it's not the first punch, it's not the second punch, it's the third punch in the combination that can sting you. And that's the end of one. And round one. Good fight. I think somebody could get hurt. Somebody could get stopped in this fight for sure. It's a good fight. I like it. I like what I'm seeing so far. Bo Mack in the corner, Bernie. This guy's got Terrence Crawford's, corner basically. Wow. Soon we got Canelo and Crawford. That's going to be a good one as well. We see Bo Mack here. We see Bernie. This is basically Team Crawford right here. It's going to be a great fight September 13th. We'll see what happens. Who you guys got, Canelo or Crawford? Let me know in the chat. That's going to be a good one. Guys, type some stuff in the chat. Ask some questions. Tell me what you guys think about the fight. We're doing a watch party if you just joined for Chavez and Jake Paul. And right now, if you guys don't know, Julian Rodriguez, the guy who has the lighter skin, is is, very popular fighter, and he's popular because he fought Tank in the amateurs, dropped him. I believe he beat him like 2 or 3 times. So, there's some backstory for this fight. The start of round 2, we're about 13 seconds in to the round. Rodriguez walking down Griffin again. I'm surprised by the ground that is being eaten up by Rodriguez. Griffin's more so on the back foot, which is expected, but at the end of the day, live odds have Julian Rodriguez plus 440. So people think that Rodriguez lost that first round significantly. I didn't think there was much, honestly. So to see, the odds are crazy against Rodriguez, I don't know. I wouldn't be mad if some people place some bets on Rodriguez right now. I think it's too early to tell. Plus 450 is crazy. But Griffin does have the size advantage. Maybe that's what people are looking at. Maybe they think that as Griffin picks it up a little bit, Rodriguez will slowly wear down as the fight goes on, and we'll see what happens because he's fighting a much bigger guy when you're talking about the reach and the size. But he's a little bit on the back foot, so it kind of takes away that size advantage, but still not a small guy that Rodriguez is up against. Griffin throws that jab. I like to see both fighters be a little bit more busy with the jab. I just think that, they could be stealing rounds. Oh, nice shot from Rodriguez. Oh, nice right hand from Rodriguez. I'm telling you, Rodriguez is not out of this fight. He is not out of this fight. He is very much competing in this fight. He could be winning this fight, in my opinion. He's a little bit more precise, a little bit more snap on his shots than Griffin. Griffin looking to move a little bit towards the front foot. Could be dangerous for him. Rodriguez beginning to get into a groove, beginning to get comfortable, walking Griffin down. Griffin returns with a 1-1-2. Nothing lands. Rodriguez with the stab to the body. I like it. Circles off to the right, like I said. I think Rodriguez, he's doing a good job of circling off to the right, but I think he could use his feet even more, honestly. Make this even more difficult for the bigger fighter. Bigger guys don't like to move their feet. That's facts. The taller guy, it's harder for him to maneuver around a smaller fighter than it is for a smaller fighter to maneuver around a taller fighter. That's why it's difficult sometimes. You can have a size advantage, but sometimes, ultimately, when these guys are so small and they're fast on their feet, they're difficult to deal with. Julian Rodriguez closing the distance a little bit, lands a big overhand right, looped it around the guard of Griffin. What a shot. He's getting very comfortable, very offensive, hits him with a big left hook. The hair of Griffin, I'm telling you, man, is a problem. There's the end of round 2. I think Rodriguez won that round clearly. Just a much busier and much more effective puncher. Griffin's going to have to pick it up. If Griffin won the first round, it's definitely 1-1 now, and I'm not even sure he won the first round. I want to see Rodriguez stop this kid. I want to see Rodriguez stop Griffin. Let's see if he could do it. I think he could do it. I think he already showed, he could hurt this guy. But maybe I'm off on that. Let's see what happens. Rodriguez looks good, in my opinion. I think he's putting on a show right now. Let's check with the replaying some footage. Big right hand, looped it over that jab. Kind of countered Griffin's jab early. He was ready for that. Boom, landed clean on Griffin's chin. He's strong, man, I'm telling you. Griffin's feeling these shots, and he's like, oh. That right hand's so beautiful. When you guys can throw even if you guys don't box, boom. If you don't throw your right hand, some people throw the right hand straight down the pipe, which is effective, of course. You want to be very A to B and short with your shots. But if you see a fighter is well protected right here, come around. Boom, loop that right hand around. Don't be scared. Risk it for the biscuit, baby. All right, here we go, round 3. Rodriguez using that lead hand to kind of distract and feint that jab. Oh, he lands a clean jab on Griffin. Griffin's just his head movement, he's straight on the center line. His head movement isn't that effective. He's like this. You got to be either here. You got to be awkward. There you go. Make it difficult. Because Rodriguez got an easy target, bro. You're not moving your head. You're much slower than him. Your reflexes are slower. He's got to throw more, too. His output's low. Come on, bro. Throw some shots. Oh, my goodness. How much battery I got? Make sure I'm good for Jake Paul's fight. All right. Oh. It's turning into a firefight, ladies and gentlemen. Jab from Griffin, blocked by Rodriguez. Rodriguez is pushed into the ropes. Almost goes down. Not a knockdown. Not even close. Here we go. Bro, Griffin has to get active. He's too conservative. You gotta get that jab busy, boy. You got the longer arms. Use that jab. Use that range. You're not using your advantages to your advantage. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Rodriguez might have Griffin hurt. He might have him hurt. Dude, you gotta hold. You gotta clinch, young man. You're taller than him, but are you stronger than Rodriguez? I don't know. I just don't know. Rodriguez is hunting him down. He's walking him down like it's nothing. And this is a problem for Griffin, man. Like, you got to figure something out. Dude, get out of the corner. Get out of the corner. Okay. Nice little right hand from Griffin. He needs more of that. He needs a lot more of that. This is a good fight, y'all. I don't know if y'all seen this, but this is a good fight. I'm enjoying this one. We got about 30 seconds left in round 3. Griffin and Rodriguez. I don't know how many more fights we got before Jake Paul fights. Still got Zerto fight, I know that. Here we go. Close that distance a little bit. Close that distance. 10 seconds left in round 3. Oh, nice up jab from Rodriguez. Round 3 comes to a close. I still think Rodriguez is winning this fight. 2-1. 2-1, 3-0. It could be 3-0. It could be 3-0 for Rodriguez. I'm not going to lie. Dang, it's hot in here, chat. I'm getting toasty. Who you guys got? Jake Paul, Chavez Jr. Why? We're going to be drinking a lot of water. We got to stay hydrated. We got a night today. 60% got Jake Paul. Okay. I'm not mad at it. I'm just saying I think Chavez Jr. could win this fight. Boom. Big left hook from Rodriguez. There's a lot of good action in this fight. Rodriguez has a good left hook. You guys watch UFC too? I think there's a good UFC fight tonight too. We shall see. Live on the zone. In promotion with MVP. Here we go, round 4. Griffin versus Rodriguez. Undercard of Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Later to come. Still to come, we got Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Type in the chat right now who you guys got and why. Let's argue. Let's debate. But right now we got Griffin and Rodriguez. I told you, Griffin, that hair, it looks stupid, bro. You should have just cut it. If you're fighting, you don't have long hair. If I was fighting, I would shave all my hair off. I'm not dealing with none of that. And I think that's a smart thing to do. You don't want to be dealing with any problems. You want to be focused on the fight and only the fight. Why you got your hair all... This ain't it, bro. If you're a fighter, you can't be having long hair like that. Here we go. They're about to get active. Griffin a little bit more assertive in this one. A little bit more aggressive, more output. I like it. But we all know there's risk with that as well. We'll see. Rodriguez goes in with a combination. Doesn't hit much. Nothing lands clean. Oh! Little pull counter from Rodriguez. Oh, nice 1-2 to the body. Griffin just too stationary, man. He's a stationary target. Tries to respond with a combination of his own. Nothing lands clean. Nothing landing clean for either fighter in the last few exchanges. Griffin, 1-2. Rodriguez goes to the body. Throws a straight right. Come on, they both have to use their jab. Jab's not busy enough. There we go. There it is from Griffin. Oh! Griffin stuns Rodriguez. Gets his attention a little bit. 1 minute to go in round 4. Here we go. Both fighters kind of have to step on the gas a little bit. Oh! Big right hand from Griffin. I think Rodriguez is hurt. Rodriguez is definitely hurt. He got hit with a big shot. He has to be smart here. He might get dropped. Yeah, he's got to hold him. He's got to clinch. You got to get out of that corner, young man. Clinch. Throw a combination clinch. He's only got 10 seconds. Dude, you only got 10 seconds to make it to the corner. Rodriguez visibly hurt. Just hold him. Yeah, smart. You're almost done. You just got to make it to the stool. Make it to your corner. Oh, my goodness. All right, you're chilling. Woo! Rodriguez. Not looking too good. Dude, everybody's spamming this chat with Jake Paul. I don't know what y'all are on, but Rodriguez got caught with a huge right hand. Boom. Hit him on the top of the head, too. Owie. Dude, I need to turn the AC on. It's hot in here. Damn. All right, here we go. I'm back, chat. We had to turn the AC on. I was getting hot. I already ate my dinner, chat. So I might eat some snacks, though. I'm kind of hungry. Can't cap. Yeah, I think Rodriguez is up. Yeah, I'd say 3-1 is fair. Rodriguez lost the last round because he got hit with a big shot. I don't know. Let's see. This is a gas tank fight now. It's about conditioning now. They both look a little tired. They both got heavy legs right now. Neither fighter very light on their feet at this time. Oh. A little bit of a clinch. Not mad at that. Chat, why are there so many bots? Jake Paul. Oh, nice left hook from Rodriguez. Both fighters breathing out the mouth right now. Exhausted. It's only round 5. This is a conditioning sport. This is proof right here. Boxing is a conditioning sport. Both fighters mouth open. No diddy. No diddy. No diddy. What is going on, chat? Here we go. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. We got the undercard, Griffin Rodriguez. Who will take it? Talk to me. These fights are on their way. When is Zerto? I think Zerto is going to fight next, right? He has to be fighting next. Chat, type in the comments if you're just joining us who you guys got. Chavez Jr. versus Jake Paul and why. Let me know. I'm reading the chats right now, so let me know who you guys got and why. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. You can even talk Canelo versus Crawford in the chat. Let me know. Canelo's been talking a lot of crap about Crawford's resume. Do you guys agree? You guys think Crawford has a bad resume? You can be honest. You can be honest. I don't think he has a great resume, but I think Crawford fought everybody, that was like available for him to fight realistically. Like he's not gonna get a Pacquiao fight. He didn't have a big enough name, and it was a risky fight at the end of the day. Like for Pacquiao and for Crawford, I just don't think the money was there for that fight, in my opinion. That's why it never happened. But other than that, Crawford got his Spence fight. He got the Sean Porter fight, which was a good fight as well. You can't be that mad. You can't be that mad at Crawford's resume given, the realistic options. And, real boxing fans know what it's like to really negotiate a contract and how these contracts kind of, they're signed, they're not signed. We hear that the fight's going down, it's not going down. So I think Crawford has a decent resume with what, he's been able to put together. But definitely, Crawford doesn't have the strongest resume in the sport right now. I'm not here to say that, but it was crazy to see the press conference, though. I don't know if you guys saw Dana White was there. You had John Anik, the UFC color commentator. I watch UFC as well, so I'm kind of well versed with the fight game. I watch boxing a lot more for sure, but still, Jake Paul and Chavez Jr. This is the definition of like a UFC fight. The people that watch the UFC, they like Jake Paul. The average casual fan. I'm not mad at casual fans. I was once a casual fan, but eventually started getting obsessed with boxing, and then you learn so much in a small amount of time when you get obsessed with this sport. But now I'm in the industry. Now I work in boxing, so this is fun. I do this for a living now, and I can't complain. Life's good. Life's good. But here we go. This is turning into a dog fight. Who's got more dog in them? I wasn't really paying attention to the last round, so you guys gotta let me know in the chat who's winning this. I still. It seems like Rodriguez is winning though, because Griffin's just not throwing enough. He's on the back foot a lot. He's pressing the action a little bit more now. He's closing the distance a little bit more now, but like it's nothing crazy. And I think Rodriguez is just a little bit stunned from that shot that he got hit with 2 rounds ago. So we'll see what happens. Both guys with red gloves. Griffin with the Grant gloves, like here. Grant glove. And Rodriguez with the Everlast. Dude, both these guys are doing nothing right now. It's getting a little boring. When boxers get tired, the fight gets boring. That's just like how it is, unfortunately. That's how boxing is. I'm telling you, it's a conditioning sport. You guys gotta understand these fighters don't put their miles in properly, or if they put in too many miles, it can show up on fight night, and you can see why, this is a conditioning sport. Rodriguez hits Griffin with a big left hook. He might be hurt. He's trying to close the distance, Rodriguez. Get closer to Griffin to land a similar shot. Griffin has to keep that hand at home. He's dropping it a little bit. Getting hit clean with that left hook. He's got to be careful of that Devin Haney effect. It's tough to keep your hands up in the sport of boxing too. It's not like, that's the first thing they teach, but you'll see it in the professionals. It's a difficult thing to keep doing. 36 minutes is a long time. That straight right hand is pretty from Rodriguez. This fight's up for grabs, honestly, because both guys are tired. Both guys are landing around the same percent as a recent. You could argue that Rodriguez got hit with the most devastating shot, maybe, but he's definitely stunned Griffin as well a few times. We turning it into a firefight. Griffin pressing the action a little bit. That's what I like to see. He's using his size a little bit more. Rodriguez is shooting these big looping left hooks that I like to see. Whoa, what happened? Did he get dropped? That was not a knockdown in my opinion. All right, chat. I'm not seeing any of you guys comment. Who you guys got? Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Comment down below and why. Honestly, my brain tells me Jake Paul. It just feels like every time I watch one of Jake Paul's fights, and I haven't seen all of them because some of them are just like, oh, he's fighting. Jake Paul, it just seems kind of like not. I don't want to say scripted, but it feels kind of scripted when I'm watching Jake Paul fight. So my brain is telling me that they're going to give this fight to Jake Paul. I don't think Jake Paul scores a knockout in this fight, but he could definitely win a decision when it goes to the scorecards. There's a very good chance that the judges give Jake Paul a decision win. And, for Chavez, he's going to have to do something significant like drop Jake to really secure a victory if he can't knock him out, which, we haven't seen Jake Paul, genuinely hurt really, but we'll have to wait and see. It's all up to Chavez, man. I'm telling you, it's all up to Chavez's mentality, where he's at physically as well. But more importantly, the mentality of, being the son of a legend and understanding that, if he loses a fight to a guy who's not a boxer at all, not really a professional fighter at all, or at least in the past hasn't been, he's a YouTuber, a Disney star. If he loses to this guy, it's like, oh, well, it's not a good look, to say the least. Griffin pumps that double jab out. Griffin on the front foot a lot more. I think he's getting comfortable. I think he's sensing that Rodriguez is starting to wear down and wear out. And we'll have to see. We'll have to see what lasts. I'm going to make sure this audio is off to this. Yeah. Jake Paul. Jake Paul later to come tonight. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited. We shall see. That hair is really crazy. That hair from Griffin is really making me think like, boy, you might get caught with something. They're tied up. Both fighters are gassed, man. I'm not going to lie. They're both tired. Rodriguez pumps that jab out. Rodriguez has to get a little bit more busy now. I think he's going to start falling behind on the scorecard soon if he does not pick it up. Because Rodriguez, he's being a lot more conservative, and Griffin is starting to press the action just a little bit more. And you could see Griffin slowly start to steal these rounds from Julian Rodriguez. Stab to the body upstairs from Rodriguez. Lands a clean left hook. Oh! Griffin responds with a combination of his own. Lands some clean shots. Both guys bleeding from the mouth, I believe. That means both guys are landing. Both guys are tired, too. Both guys are exhausted. Rodriguez and Griffin both looking very tired. They just throw a jab out there, honestly. Like, some people like to overcomplicate boxing, bro. Keep that jab busy. You might be surprised what you're able to do. It's just tough for Rodriguez because he has the shorter arms. But if I was Griffin, I'd keep that jab pumping. But I do think he's tired. I think he's trying to make sure he has enough energy for the next 3 rounds. But we shall see. Rodriguez seems to be fading a little bit. He seems like he's getting tired. Griffin seems to have a little bit more of energy in the tank. Oh, they're in the corner right now. Rodriguez. Oh, I believe that's the end of the round. They had a little exchange in the corner, and that looked crazy, but we shall see, ladies and gentlemen. Comment down below. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. still to come tonight. We're excited for that one. We're Team Chavez Jr. here because why not? We're here. I'm going to Wild Card next week. Check out Pacquiao and see him train, see Pacquiao do his morning run at 5 a.m. Maybe I'll join him, see how I'm feeling. That'd be fun. Definitely going to try to check him out, though. See his workout routine, inspiring stuff. Rodriguez with the sweeping left hook to the head. How many more rounds? 3? Brother. Let's see how many more fights we got, guys. Jake Paul card. Jake Paul. All right, let's see. Jake Paul undercard. Zerdo Ramirez fighting probably at 10:30 it seems. Boy, why are they capping? They're low-key ahead of schedule, it seems. Oh, shoot, I missed it! Rodriguez got dropped. Of course I was not paying attention. This might be the worst live stream ever. All right, Rodriguez is back. Oh, gets hit with a left hook. He could be in serious trouble. He's trying to fight his way off. Maybe the brave answer, might not be the smart answer. Ties him up. Now that is the smart answer. Drags Griffin to the corner. Let's see if Griffin can close the show or if Rodriguez can make it out this round. Dude, Rodriguez just doesn't have his feet under him. I think his equilibrium is effed up. He's got to keep those hands high, stay away. The thing is, he might be falling down on the scorecards at this point, so you might have to just say, forget it, let's go. Here we go. I think Griffin has to step on the gas right now because I don't even know if he's winning the fight. It's a close one. Rodriguez started off strong, but I just don't know where he's at in the scorecards right now. I think he could be losing. Oh, fast hands from Griffin. Nothing lands though. This is a good fight, guys. This is a good fight, chat. Griffin versus Rodriguez. I like what I'm seeing. Griffin just doesn't look like he's recovering, though. That's the thing. Come on, who you guys got? Chat. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. still to come. We got about less than 30 seconds in round 8 of the scheduled 10 rounds for Julian Griffin, who seems to be on his way out of this fight. But hey, who knows? He's got 2 more. He's got to survive 2 more rounds. Maybe he gets to the scorecards and gets gifted a generous decision. Who knows? Could be a draw as well. But Griffin definitely taking control of this fight. Hurt Rodriguez multiple times in this fight, and I don't know. It just seems like Rodriguez is about to get stopped. I could be wrong. But it's all about what Griffin still got in the tank. We'll see what happens. Good fight, though. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at Jake Paul putting on this event. I'm not mad. It looks like a legit boxing event. He's done this multiple times before, but still very impressive that he's able to put these events together, in co-promotion with DAZN and Golden Boy and whatnot. So respect to Jake Paul. We'll see how he does tonight. They haven't really shown him on the screen at all. I don't know if he's here yet. I'm tired, guys. It's the East Coast. I'm freaking sleepy already. Past my bedtime, but we'll stay up for some Jake Paul. Y'all, I need a snack, bro. Are you guys gonna roast me if I start eating food on the chat? I'm getting kind of hungry. I feel bad. I feel like as soon as I start eating, something crazy is gonna happen, though. And then the chat's gonna go crazy, and I'm not gonna be able to articulate myself correctly. All right, here we go. Round 9. Has Rodriguez recovered, or is it time for Griffin to close the show? I think it might be time for Griffin to close the show. The thing is, Rodriguez might have to do something big here because I'm pretty sure he's losing now at this point in the fight. Unless he got gifted some mid to late rounds. I don't know. I think Griffin's been taking control of the fight, in my opinion. In my humblest of humble opinions. Still to come, Jake Paul. Oh, sorry, chat. Yo, if you guys see me fall asleep, that'd be a crazy live. That would be a crazy live if I just fell asleep on chat. The hell, why'd y'all cap to me? Come on, chat. Here we go, round 9. 2 minutes left to go. Oh, my goodness. Rodriguez hurt him. Rodriguez hurt him. Oh, my gosh. He's back in it. Get his ass. Step to him. He's hurt. He's hurt. Get him off you. Come on, get his ass. This is your chance. Come on, you got to sell out, Rodriguez. You got to sell out. This is your chance. Come on. Press it. He's hurt. He ain't got no legs, boy. I threw a combination of his own, though. He might be okay. Come on, Rodriguez. Press that action. Press that action. Oh, my God, bro. You got a minute left to do something special. Come on. Step on that gas. Come on. Pump that jab. I need a drink to wake me up. I might get a drink after this, guys. After this round. I'm falling asleep here. I mean, need something like a soda, maybe. Chat. 30 seconds left. 27. Dude, Rodriguez, you missed your chance, bro. Rodriguez genuinely had him hurt. His left hook has been landing all night long. It's been like Ryan Garcia's left hook. He's got to throw it more, though. You got to spam that shot, low key. You know, Griffin's dropping his hands, and he's throwing the right hand, you know, not bringing him back home. So I feel like, oh, there's a left hook again. That's been, you know, Rodriguez's Hail Mary shot. Oh, I don't know if Rodriguez is still hurt or not. That's on the end of round number 9. We're in the final round. I need a Coke. I'm falling asleep, chat. Oh, it's dark. Guys, I got a drink. Here we go. I'm back. What'd I miss? Dude, we have no snacks in here. I'm going to pass out. I got some alcohol, though. I'm not going to lie. I need a drink. I'm 23, chat. I am 23. Do not worry about me. We're all good. I got a Coke, too. Because I need to stay awake. But I also need a drink to enjoy this fight. Ooh. That's refreshing. Here we go. Oh, Chris Mannix has Rodriguez ahead by 2 rounds. But I don't know if that's accurate, chat. I got a Modelo here. I'm going to pee like crazy. I already know. Chat, I'm supposed to be locked in, but it's Saturday. 2 minutes. Griffin has Rodriguez on the ropes. Rodriguez circles away. Takes the fight to the center of the ring. Griffin trying to push back Rodriguez. Oh. I like the action, though. This is a good fight. I don't know. It's honestly a really close fight, but Rodriguez got a knockdown scored against him, so I don't know how that's going to factor because, like, all of these are kind of swing rounds. I don't think either fighter is really, you know, doing anything crazy. In my opinion. Here we go. We got a minute to go. A minute to go. Let's see if anybody can pull it out. $45 seconds. They're trading. They're exchanging. It's turning into a firefight. Oh, Rodriguez finesses Griffin to the ropes. Griffin misses with a big shot. Looks a little bit silly. I like what I'm seeing from Rodriguez. Close it out strong. He's got to throw a few more combinations, though. Seems to have his feet under him. Oh, he gets hit with a big shot. Oh, returns. Oh, Griffin goes down. Will he get up? Can he make it up? He's not going to make the count. He's not going to make the count. He's not going to make the count. Rodriguez escapes. I told you he was going to get the stoppage, and he does it. Very well done. Much respect to him. Much respect to Julian Rodriguez getting the job done, man. You did good. Well done. Much respect to Rodriguez. He pulled that one out of the fire, man. He was hurt. Got dropped himself. Did his thing. Good for him. Wow. That was exciting. Told y'all that would be a good fight. I told everybody. I told everybody. Team Crawford takes an L there, but it is what it is. Happens as a sport boxer. Dude, he hurt him. That's the thing. When even though you have a height advantage, man, sometimes you're gonna get cracked with shots like that. Those shots, I'm telling you, those blind looping shots, those overhands, where the offensive fighter doesn't even basically see his opponent, but he knows where his head is, and he's throwing shots like this. When the shorter fighter is throwing bombs like that, you gotta be careful. Because he's compact, but he's throwing them up top. Even though he's down low, he's going boom, boom, boom. How do you stop that? How do you defend that? You know, when you're a taller fighter, your head's up here, you can't see down there. You can't see what the fighter is doing. You gotta stay away and use your range. He didn't do that. He let Rodriguez get too comfortable, close that distance, and get underneath. When a small fighter is underneath and he's throwing boom, 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 you know, you can't stop that guy. So, you know, good one for Rodriguez. Definitely got tested in this one. His heart got tested. His will got tested, but, you know, he did his thing. Much respect. Much respect to these young men. It's a good fight. All right, I think I need to watch it on here now. I'm gonna watch it on here, chat. So you guys are gonna see me looking at you guys because this is too much going on here. Let's see. Hop on the zone real quick. Oh. Oh wait, is it not? The sound go mute, chat. The sound go mute, chat. Oh no. I need to charge this last week. That boy about it. Chat, who we got? Chavez Jr. versus Jake Paul. You know the shit. You know the chatty out. All right. Julian Rodriguez, shout out to him, got the job done. See what he does next at welterweight. But we shall see. Good win. Good win. I ain't mad at it. Happy for you. Jake Paul. Still to come. Yeah, my hair looking kind of long. You could that thing. How many calories? So it doesn't even have them. Is alcohol in them? Do your dance. Do your dance. Do your dance. Hey, you ugly. Jake Paul. So this just in, Shakur Stevenson weighs in on Tevin Farmer losing to Kid Austin. And Shakur quote says, "Any fighter dangerous in the first round, especially these little kids, don't get hyped to off Tev being irresponsible." So Shakur saying that Tevin Farmer was just being irresponsible. That's why Kid Austin got the job done. But Kid Austin deserves a little bit more respect than that. It takes the balls to do what he did. You gotta risk it for the biscuit sometimes, and that's what some people tell Shakur to do it, and he's just not prepared to do it. And that's why he gets a beat. But Shakur is still a great fighter. I still want to see him potentially get that beat, but to Shakur, he's the shot caller between the two. So that's what he's saying. Happy outside. Take that weather is getting real happy outside. Chat. You guys got Jake Paul or no? Jake Paul. Jake Paul. Is that good? The problem child. Jake Paul. Ding, 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 ding. And it takes forever with it. I think Zergo should be next. Zero Ramirez is fighting next. But then we can see what happens with Jake Paul and Chavez Jr. It's gonna be a shit show, bruh. I'm not gonna cap. Jake Paul and Chavez Jr. So cool. We all got Jake Paul or Chavez Jr. We know the chat. We know the chat. How does it sound? How does it Hold up. All right. Chat, how does it sound now? Does it sound better or not? Right. Chat, how does it sound now? Does it sound better or not? Right. Chat, how does it sound now? Does it sound better? My bad. I think it does sound better though. I do believe it sounds better. Is it? How does it sound? Oh, it's way better now. Wow. I don't know. I don't know why I did that. I guess I have to watch it like that. But let's just chill for a bit. I don't think Jake Paul. It's gonna be Zerdo next, anyways. So we'll see what happens. Jake Paul versus Zerdo Ramirez. Who we got? Chat. Chat. Let me know in the comments. Somebody comment something, please. Comment who you guys got, Crawford or Canelo. I got Crawford. Let's argue. Everybody likes to argue with me about Crawford and Canelo because I got Crawford. Oh my God, so sweet. Ooh, I'm awake though. This Sprite keeping me active though. That's what I like. Can you guys see the? You guys can't even see the laptop. Let me just watch it. I wish I had another outlet here. Chat, I'm here. I swear. Right? Don't even worry about it. I'm here. They're still showing Julian Rodriguez. Chilling. What's good with you? Boom, 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 boom. They're still talking about that Rodriguez and freaking. I don't care about that Rodriguez and Griffin fight anymore. It's over. Let's get on to the next one. Let's see Jake Paul run it. Who you guys got, Canelo or Crawford? Comment down below immediately. Let's talk some boxing. Type it in the chat. Crawford versus Canelo. Who you all got? Jake Paul. Will Jake Paul defeat the legendary name Chavez Jr.? We'll have to see. Chat, I'm hungry, low key. I'm getting kind of hungry, G. What do I do, chat? Do I eat some? They're not doing anything. Crawford versus Canelo, chat. Who y'all got? Let the fist fly, baby. Boom, 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 boom. Dude, my hair look crazy. Jake Paul. Chavez versus Jake Paul, chat. Who y'all got? I gotta go with. I told y'all, my brain says Jake Paul, but we're rooting for Chavez Jr. tonight. Let's see if he can get the job done. Jake Paul. Let's see what Boxing Twitter is saying. Are they impressed with Jake Paul? Whoa, my Twitter going crazy. Canelo. Jake Paul has allegedly arrived to the arena. Can we get the next fight popping, please? I'm getting impatient. Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be back. Chill, chat. I'll be right back. Chat. I'll be back. Chat. Give me a second. Jake Paul. Chat. Should I eat something? Comment in the chat. Should I eat something? And yes or no. Or is that crazy work? Is that crazy work or not? Chat. They're still yapping, bro. What time is the main event actually going to start? Probably like some crazy. Excuse me. Too much Coke. Too much Coca-Cola. Chavez versus Jake Paul, chat. Who we got? Who we got, chat? Who we got? Jake Paul versus Chavez. What does that poll say? Where'd the poll go? It's annoying. Chat. Who we got? Jake Paul or Chavez? Stop messing with me. Should I eat something? All right, let's eat some snacks, chat. I'm looking for some food. I'm hungry. Oh, I could have made a coffee. Facts. Dang. Should have done that. They got no food in here, chat. Nothing for your oh, then again. You got nothing, I'm telling you. They got no grub. It's crazy. It's crazy. Chocolate chat? What do I do? Yeah, no snacks. Cookie collection. Found a snack I could eat. Dude, they're interviewing Holly Holmes. I'm not gonna watch that. Let's eat a snack. Let's talk boxing, chat. When does this expire? When? Best Buy. Oh, 2026. I'm chilling. These things are good. I feel like I need something salty, though. I'm about a dog food. Genuinely a fan. If you're a bot, get off the chat. We don't like bots here. No. Stop commenting that. Logan Paul here. Jake Paul. He's arrived on the scene. Why are these things good, man? Jake or Chavez, who you got? I'm out of snacks. God, that chocolate makes me thirsty though. I'm going on my diet right now. I'm not supposed to be eating this late. But it was good. Can't complain too much. Sweet potato chips. Alright, why not? I have no other options. Let's eat, chat. Oh, my stomach. My stomach got a. Oh. I was like, why can I not open it? Now we're talking, chat. Dude, Jake Paul's not even dressed. Are this right? Chad, they're gonna walk out at like 11. Not even. Maybe later. Jake Paul's literally sitting on the couch, dude. We're in chef chat. Low calorie. Ugh. I haven't been drinking soda as much recently, and when you drink it after you haven't had it in a while, you're like, damn, this shit's sweet. They're good though. Chat, talk to me. Who you got, Jake Paul? Dude, they're dragging this event. Chad, I finished it. I'm full. No more food. Mainly because I don't have any more food, though. I need another water. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Trust me, I've been looking for food. I can't find Jen. Jake Paul? Jake Paul chat. Do I got a bald spot chat? Tell me right now. Okay, nothing crazy. Nothing too crazy. Chat. Ah, shoot. What did I do? Jake Paul.
Just saying. Just talking.
So Shakur already kind of throwing shade at. Let's see the fight. Jay King, I can't do that, young man. He said, let's see the fight. No fights are going on yet, bro. It's still Logan Paul talking. Logan Paul's yapping away right now. I don't think y'all want to see that. Jesse L. King. How we doing? Jesse, who do you got? Crawford or Canelo? Jesse, who do you got? Jake Paul or Chavez Jr.? Let us know, Jesse. Because we're interested in your opinions too, chat. Let us know. Chavez Jr. versus Jake Paul. Who y'all got? It's time for the watch party to begin. We're almost there. We're almost at Jake Paul and Chavez Jr. I'm adjusting the camera so I can chill a little bit. Dude, Logan Paul's still talking, bro. Who you guys got? All right, Jesse has Chavez Jr. All right, listen to my bet. I bet that, I don't know if you watch UFC, but there's another main event going on. I parlayed. Schofield already got the job done. That's one of them. I need Chavez to win, and then Ilya Topuria from the UFC to score a knockout. And I cash out like $1K. I only bet like $50. If Chavez wins. It's not a bad bet in my opinion, but this fight right here is set up for Jake Paul to win. Jake Paul is supposed to win this fight, but we'll have to see. Jesse says, Canelo going to beat Crawford ass. Beat down. Okay. I got Crawford personally, but I think it's a close fight. You know, I know there are weight classes for a reason, but I think there's a good chance Crawford wins this fight. I just think the foot speed. You know, obviously if Canelo lands something big, it's the battle of the ifs. If Canelo can land something big and if Crawford can take Canelo's shot. You know, Canelo still has to land the shot and has to be clean enough to make sure that, you know, Bud doesn't, you know, get up or it puts Bud to sleep, which I don't know if I see happening, but, you know, a lot of energy with Bud and Canelo going back and forth. You know, you see Canelo pushing Bud. I don't know if that was scripted or not. There's some talk about it being scripted, but I don't know. You know, I still want to see it. I still want to see the fight. I'm going to watch it for sure. I'll probably be there, but It's not Crawford and Boots. It's not Canelo and Benavidez. Those are the fights I kind of wanted to see both guys take respectively. And I think that this fight is, for the money. But, in turn and, in the process, they're going to make a lot of money as well. So you can't be mad at Canelo and Crawford for making this big fight happen. I mean, a lot of people are going to watch it. Dana White's getting involved. So it's definitely going to be a big event. I don't know if the purest boxing fans love it, but I mean, people are going to watch it regardless because it's two big names. It doesn't get bigger than Canelo and Crawford at this stage. I just don't think it gets bigger than that. Jesse, you're saying who I got, Pacquiao versus Barrios. I don't know if you heard me say this, but I'm actually going to visit Pacquiao in Wild Card. It's going to be exclusive footage, so stay tuned on this channel where we're going to visit Pacquiao, probably interview him and see what's going on. But the truth, I'm not going to be biased. I'm Filipino. I'm definitely, my heart's always with Pacquiao, but it's definitely just a question of, is Mario Barrios going to have a tough weight cut? That's what I wonder, because his last fight wasn't even at 147. It was at a heavier weight class. So this is his first time making 47 since Keith Thurman, I believe. And that's not easy. That's not an easy fight to go back, drain yourself at 47. So it's a question of Barrios' weight cut and then, Pacquiao obviously being 46. Like, I'm going to see how he looks. I already know he looks fast, but it's not about that. I'm not going to take that into account. Like, I'm not questioning how he looks when he's working out. I'm questioning how he's going to look inside the ring on July 19th. I'll be in the building for that one too. But I don't know, man. Heart says Pacquiao. Mine doesn't really know because Barrios, in my opinion, isn't that great of a fighter. And that's the reason why I think Pacquiao picked Barrios as his coming back fight, because he sees something like he could beat him. And I think Pacquiao's feet are faster even at this point in his career. So as long as Pacquiao doesn't fatigue, he doesn't, get cramps like he did it in the Ugas fight, I think Pacquiao can pull this one off. It's not going to be easy, though. I'm not mad at anybody who picks Barrios over Pacquiao because, it's an older man. It's not really Manny Pacquiao. It's more so the older version of him. But let me know who you got, Jesse. Heart says Pacquiao. Brain doesn't really know. I think it's up in the air. It's just too many ifs. It's too much speculation. I don't know what version of Manny Pacquiao we're going to get. I don't know if it's going to be the exhibition we saw in Japan against Anpo. If it's that version, I really don't like his odds. If it's the Pacquiao that we saw against Thurman and he's able to turn back the clock, or if it's even the version of with Ugas, and if he doesn't cramp, he'll be okay. You're saying nice. I think Pacquiao wins because Pac-Man making history. Yeah, that'd be sick. There's no person that would love to see Pacquiao win this fight more than me, but I'm just being realistic. Like, Pacquiao versus Barrios 10 years ago, Pacquiao would murder Barrios. He would cook Barrios and beat him up, stop him. But it's just different now. It's different because Barrios is a big dude. On paper, this is the biggest fighter that Pacquiao has ever fought. So it's not easy for me to just say Pacquiao. Obviously, I'm rooting for Pacquiao all the time, but as someone who I genuinely analyze the sport and I'm trying to not be biased at all. I don't like the fight for Pacquiao, but he's training hard. He looks fast. Like I said, he exercises. He takes care of himself, and most importantly, he said that it was important for him to get away from the sport for a little bit because it allowed his body to heal. So that's a good thing as well. But yeah, to answer your question, I'll go Pacquiao because why not? I think something weird could happen. I think Barrios could have a bad weight cut, and then Pacquiao could take advantage of that and have the night of his life. Pacquiao. If anyone's going to do it, I'm telling you, his feet are very fast. Those calves, as long as they don't, like I said, if they don't lock up, if his legs don't give up on him, then I think Pacquiao can win this fight for sure. And make history as the oldest welterweight world champion that we've ever seen. But, we'll see what happens. I'll be back. Let me just grab the computer. All right, back in business. Dude, I don't know how many more fights we have here. These are just so many fights. I don't know where you guys are at, but it is 10:05 Eastern time, and we're not even at the Coco main yet. The Coco main. I don't know who's gonna win. Let's see what the card's saying. How many more fights are they putting? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It says, did Holly Holm fight already or no? Because if not, it says main event ring walk starts at 11. I don't think it's going to start at 11 realistically. Jesse L. King saying, they have robbed Pacquiao. Mayweather lost. I don't know. I think Mayweather won that fight, but it wasn't like exciting. It wasn't like Mayweather beat Pacquiao up, that's for sure. But in the boxing match, I would say Mayweather won. But I already knew Floyd wasn't going to fight he wasn't going to stand toe to toe in the center of the ring with Manny Pacquiao and try to exchange with him. That would have been dumb of Floyd to do. So I don't think Floyd lost. I think Floyd beat Pacquiao, but at the end of the day, Manny, being a division world champion is still, in my opinion, greater than Floyd being 50-0. Even though Pacquiao lost to Floyd in the fight, I think Pacquiao is overall the greater and bigger legend in the sport of boxing. Let me know if you agree with that. I personally think a division world champion is more impressive than just an undefeated record. But that's my opinion. Pacquiao's he's a specimen, bro. I don't even know what to say. Like, Pacquiao's one of the best we've ever seen. That's why it's gonna be really cool to check him out next week, because I'm gonna go visit and see. Just like I met Pacquiao when he was getting inducted to the Hall of Fame, but I want to see him moving a little bit and ask him a little bit about how he plans to go about this fight. He's had some leg issues. He's known for having big calves, but it seemed like that's what gave him some trouble in his fight against Yordenis Ugas, was his legs being so big that they're more prone to cramping and whatnot. So that's something he definitely has to look out for. It seems like they're going to be starting the next fight. I don't know if that was Zurdo Ramirez. I wasn't really paying attention, but it doesn't seem like it. It seems like they put an in-between fight. Let me see something real quick. I'll be back. Yeah, they got Victor Rodriguez. Okay. Yeah, we still got some work to do here, chat. I got the laptop back. It's charged. I'm on my second bottle of water now, chat. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. Comment down below. We can talk other things. We don't have to talk about Jake Paul. We can talk about anything else in the meantime, because Jake Paul's not even fighting yet, and we'll see what happens. Let's see. Jesse saying, Pacquiao trains too much. You need to rest more and give your body time to recover itself. I used to run. Yeah, I also, do a lot of, exercise and whatnot. You definitely do need to give yourself time to run. But like I said, Pacquiao is one of those guys. He just trains hard all the time. So I would probably agree, but maybe it's just like we're seeing all the footage of Pacquiao training. So it's like, it seems like it's all the time, and it is all the time. I know for a fact he's up at 5 a.m., almost every day, going running, 5 miles at least. He does 10 miles sometimes, which is crazy at his age. But yeah, I would agree. He needs to get some rest as well. But hopefully he does get some rest. Hopefully he's only about 2 to 3 weeks from the actual fight, so he has to start. I don't know. This is probably going to be the most intense week of training that he's going to have, and then he'll probably slowly bring him down if I had to guess. So we'll see what happens. But we'll see. I think Pacquiao knows what he's doing. I trust him, and Freddie Roach and his team, Justin Fortune. He has a lot of smart guys behind him, guys that have known Manny for a long time. And if they see something that's a little bit off, I'm sure they're going to fix it, as soon as possible. So we'll see. We'll see. How many miles did you run, Jesse? How many miles did you be running? Who do you guys think is number one pound for pound? Who's the number one pound for pound best fighter in the world? I got a newie right now. I made a video about that. You guys can check it out if you guys want. But you say Canelo. I'm not mad at it. I just think Canelo's the face of boxing. I think he's like the pay-per-view star, but it's just like I think he needs to fight Benavidez. Like I think that Benavidez fight would have really put him number one pound for pound for me because that was the fight we were asking for at 68. And then Crawford had already had his fight with Spence, and that was his moment to kind of say I'm the number one pound for pound fighter of the world. He had his moment, then came back with the Madrimov fight. Crawford didn't look that good against Madrimov, and I think that kind of knocked him off. In addition to the inactivity, I think Crawford's top 5 pound for pound, but I feel like it's a newie right now, in my opinion. I don't put Usyk up there. He's a heavyweight. I don't really put heavyweights in my pound for pound. That's just my opinion. You said a couple miles, don't anymore my back disc and right hip. Oh, okay, I see. You got some injuries. Yeah, running's not easy. Takes a toll on the body, but a few miles, that's pretty good already. You don't need to do anything too crazy. They say 5,000 steps, something like that, 10,000 steps a day. I try to do like 10,000. It's kind of hard some days, but I try to get 10K steps. It's usually like, 6 miles, kind of, around that. So just a movement. I'm not saying I don't run 6 miles straight. That's crazy. I want to get there one day that I could probably do it. It's just I'd be dead after. Like I would not be able to walk. I wouldn't be able to do anything for a while, low key. But Tevin Farmer did his thing, bro. I was shocked. I was impressed by that. Truly was not expecting him to look that good. He hasn't fought in a while. Crawford, Duck, Thurman, and Pacquiao, maybe. I honestly think Crawford, I don't know if he ducked Thurman. It's just Thurman was PBC. I think there was a time when Pacquiao and Crawford were both top rank. That fight could have been made. But the thing is, Crawford, I don't know. Crawford was just match made like very well to the point where it's like he was supposed to look good against everybody until he got that Spence fight. And then he looked good against Spence. And I think, still to this day, Crawford's most difficult fight was probably Sean. Sean's my guy. Sean's a good friend of mine. And Sean did really well against Terrence Crawford. I honestly think he could have won that fight, but it's just, Crawford got told, like, I think it was the 10th round, right? Or going into the 10th round that, like, he was losing, and then Crawford went in there and did what he did. But to this day, I still think Sean gave him the most difficult fight. Porter, I like Porter. Cool dude. Yeah, he's definitely a cool dude. Good dot, very good guy. I always, thank him. He's always having me. He's always letting me come to some events. Like I got to go to the Pacquiao Hall of Fame. He helped me out with that, and he helps me get into a lot of the fights. So Sean's definitely a good dude. Shout out to Sean Porter. I'm gonna see him soon in LA. So that'll be fun. I need these. Excuse me. Damn, I got the allergies late at night. Sean Porter has a lot of good fights too. Yeah. And it wasn't even really a knockout. Sean's dad stopped it. And I understand it. A lot of people were like, why did Sean's dad throw in the towel? Like, why did he stop the fight? And ultimately it's like, it's your son. What are you gonna do? I remember what his dad said in the post fight. He was like, you guys aren't gonna be there, tomorrow when this is over. I'm still gonna be here. I'm the one having breakfast with Sean the next day. I'm gonna be around. So yeah, it's one of those things like when the dad knows the father's in trouble, and when the father knows the son's in trouble, he's gonna do everything in his power to make sure, nothing worse happens, so as a friend of Sean's, I'm not mad at that decision at all. Sean still had a hell of a performance, came out guns blazing, hit Crawford with some crazy combinations, landed some clean shots on Crawford, definitely got the respect of Crawford, but Crawford did his thing. Much respect to him. You're from New Mexico. My family and I were from the Philippines, but we live in Jersey right now. So I'm on the East Coast. Yeah. So that's how I kind of have good access to like New York when because there have been a lot of boxing events in New York recently. So I've just been grinding with the content, pushing out as many videos as I can, interviewing as many fighters as I can. So Shakur's got a fight. Gonna visit Pacquiao next week. Try to get some footage with him. Interview him at Wild Card, and yeah, just keep up to date with all the big fights. And then I'll probably head out to Vegas when Pacquiao fights. Shakur's fighting before that, so I'll probably go to that one too. I think Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano is also in New York. I don't know if I'm going to go to that one. I think that's too. I'm trying to pick and choose. I think I'll just catch that one on Netflix like everybody else. But I definitely want to be there for Pacquiao Barrios. I would definitely want to be there for, Shakur and Zepeda in Berlanga versus Shiraz. And then I also want to be there for Crawford and Canelo later. And, I can't be at Bam's fight. Bam's also fighting July 19th. There's a lot of good boxing coming up. But, yeah, sorry, I give you the long answer, but I'm from Jersey. So, I love Philippines, good, humble people. Yeah, I would agree. Some of them. Pacquiao is, for sure. I think everybody has, they're good people, they're bad people, they're in the middle people. So Philippines is cool. I haven't been in a while. I used to go to the Philippines a lot, but then COVID hit, pandemic hit, and it's been tougher to visit now. With everything going on, I don't know how to feel about traveling outside the country these days. It seems a little sketchy. So we'll wait and see. But hopefully Pacquiao could pull it off because, like I said, he's a legend, and the Philippines loves him. And I think even this point in his career, people always talk about how in the Philippines the crime rate stops. It's at its lowest, and then there's no traffic, no cars are on the road, nothing, no places are open because everybody's watching the Pacquiao fight. So, testament to how much of a superstar and legendary icon that Pacquiao is. He's a worldwide hero. Everybody knows Pacquiao. Like, I remember growing up, like, when I was growing up, people didn't really know what the Philippines was, but they knew Manny Pacquiao. So you just have to say, oh, that's where Manny Pacquiao's from. And people knew what the Philippines was all of a sudden. Raul Coriel and Victor Rodriguez are going at it round 2 of the scheduled 10. You got a favorite fighter, Jesse? Who's your favorite fighter right now in the sport of boxing that you watch? Is it Canelo? Coriel. This guy looks like he has. Is this guy wearing Ryan Garcia's trunks? Or no? Am I tripping? Because Coriel is. Oh, no. It looks like Ryan Garcia's trunks. Here we go. This is the good stuff from Coriel. He's the heavy favorite, though. He's expected to win, so I can't go too crazy. But it looks good so far. It's a good fight so far. I'm excited to meet Pacquiao, though. Hopefully that everything goes smooth with that. I can definitely do that. I don't know if I'm going to run with him. 5 a.m. is crazy, but I probably will. I'm like thinking to myself, if I get the opportunity to run with Manny Pacquiao, I got to do it. I'm not stupid. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know. If he starts running 10 miles, I'm only going to be able to be there, like, I only got like 3 to 4. So you said Pacquiao, number 1. You like Canelo and Oscar De La Hoya. That's not a bad list at all. De La Hoya also, like, people forget how much of a monster that dude was. Like, everybody always talks about De La Hoya like he's crazy now and he does all this wild stuff now, but as a boxer, that dude was honestly second to none. He was exciting. He was fast, light on his feet, good footwork. He honestly had the whole package, but got hit with some body shots. It happens. They always say the body shots are the worst. A lot of fighters say they'd rather get hit to the chin, put to sleep than catch a body shot that they can't get up from, which was like, it's It's crazy. This is a good fight so far. Coriel and Rodriguez. Rodriguez in the green. I'm just ready to see Jake Paul put on a boring performance. I'm not gonna lie. This fight's gonna be boring. I'm being 100. Yeah, they do say that. They say body shots hurt the most. Like I've been hit like by body shots just for fun, like just jokingly, but imagine like taking a shot from a full-fledged, like welterweight, someone that hits really hard. That's crazy. That's something. Like I said, the pros always say, you'd rather get hit in the chin than something to the body you can't get up from. Coriel with some nice uppercuts. Rodriguez throwing wild, but looking to land something with mean intentions, to say the least. All right, Jake Paul's finally getting his hands wrapped. I don't know if Zerto should be next, right? Okay, so Julian Rodriguez, they fought already. How many more do they? Shit's out of order. Right, let's see. Jake Paul. Oh, okay. So after this, Zerto's fighting, and then it's Jake Paul. Oh my God, we still got some time to go, bruh. Jesse said, I got hit by a drunk driver Jeep on my liver, flew back 10 feet, swallowed up for 2 weeks. That sounds terrible. Did you break anything? How was your, what were the repercussions and consequences of that? That's crazy. How are you doing now? Did that affect your life? That sounds scary. Sorry that happened. That's nuts. That's crazy. Gotta be careful in the roads. Be a defensive driver, man. There's crazy people nowadays driving all over the place. This fight's turned into a brawl, though, I must say. Coriel getting hit with some body shots from Rodriguez. We're going to clinch. A lot of uppercuts being thrown. You don't see this too often, unless they're two Mexican fighters that have a lot of guts. And that's what you're seeing. Yep. Nice shots from Rodriguez. He doesn't look like a crazy underdog right now. "30 seconds left in the round. Dude, I hope they don't. I hope this fight's not Jake Paul genuinely loses a decision and then they just give it to Chavez. I'd be low key salty if that happened. My liver was rearranged out of place. Now I'm good. Can even do some boxing fights like Jake Paul or Chavez. Well, I'm happy you're doing better, man. That's good to hear. That sounds crazy, though. That sounds like a crazy accident. Gotta be careful on the roads, ladies and gentlemen. You just don't know nowadays. I swear, they be giving licenses to anybody now. What time is it over there, Jesse, in New Mexico? Is the time It's like 3 hours behind. Like, is it 7 right now? That's the thing. When you're on the East Coast watching these fight cards, it starts so late. It's incredibly late, actually. Oh, 2 hours. So it's 2 hours behind East Coast. So you're chilling. You're not tired. I'm getting tired because this is almost midnight here. It's already 11, almost 11, 10:30. Chavez Jr. See what Chavez Jr. Is looking like tonight. I mean, like he's like I said this earlier, but if you're just watching now, like he's fighting in front of his father. There's a lot on the line. Like if he loses, he's gonna get embarrassed. Like he has to at least make it super close. But like even if he does that, and if he loses to Jake Paul, he already said like he's gonna quit. He's gonna be full of shame if he loses to Jake Paul. Like, it's gonna be a bad look. I can still see the light of the sun going down though. That's pretty good. I mean, at least you got light. It's dark out here. Ryder, you guys got hit with a body shot, I think. He went down. You got to hit him again. Speaking of body shots, I think it was a body shot. I keep missing the knockdowns. I'm not going to lie. I keep looking away. You might get him out of there. Smart move, tying him up. Dude, this boy getting stopped. This fight's over. Yep, another stoppage. Here we go. We're speeding things up now. We got to speed things up now. I'm excited to see Crawford and Canelo, though. I really think Crawford's going to win that fight. I'm betting money on that, too. I think Crawford wins. Straight up. Rodriguez got stopped. He was just outclassed. On to the next, however. Not bad, not bad. At least we got an early stoppage. We can get this stuff moving now. Why did the thumbnail look so bad for this chat? Did you say if Pac-Man faced Canelo at 36 in his mid-prime, Pac would have beat Canelo? Crawford, not that good. Yeah, but I think Canelo, the thing about Canelo is like his last performances, he hasn't looked that good. Right? Like he fought William Skull, and Skull wasn't trying to fight, but you could try. If you're Canelo, I know how good Canelo is, and his IQ is good. You can try to press that action a little bit more, and he didn't do that. He was just complacent. I just think if he goes against Crawford, the same mentality, like I think Crawford's like too mentally, locked in, and he's too focused on winning to lose the fight to Canelo. Like another big thing is, Bo Matt, Crawford's trainer, was talking about how Canelo's lost before. Bud's never lost. Like so one of them has proven that they're okay with losing, and the other hasn't, as a competitor. And that's something to think about. Canelo as good as he is, as confident as he is, everything that he's saying, pushing Crawford and whatnot, at the end of the day, he's lost before. Crawford hasn't, and it's about opposition. So we'll see how Crawford stands up to a guy like Canelo in the ring. But at the end of the day, like I said, Crawford's undefeated, Canelo's not. So we'll have to wait and see whether or not Canelo can prove to Crawford that Canelo's that much greater than Crawford. We'll have to see. Crawford has no power in this weight 168. What? We'll see. We'll see. Because the thing is, Canelo's not that big. Canelo's not that big, and he hasn't really knocked anybody out since Caleb Plant. So it's hard to say that he's going to knock out Crawford because Crawford's small. The thing is, Crawford's small, so he's really going to have to catch him and catch him clean. And he's a smaller target, and Crawford's faster than all of Canelo's most recent opponents. So it's hard to see Canelo landing something big unless his output is high, which he hasn't, shown in recent fights. But we'll see. Close fight. Like, I'm not saying – I think it's very possible that Canelo lands something big, but it's just like he has to channel something that he's never done, or at least hasn't done in a while, which is, really turn that gas tank on and make sure that he's not tired, make sure his output is high, because if not, I see Crawford winning a decision. But good fight, good fight. I'm not mad at it. It's a cash grab, but I'm not mad at it. I'm a little mad I'm not getting the Benavidez fight, but still exciting whatsoever. The only thing, in my opinion, that can really make me like more of a Canelo fan, and I'm a little bit of a hater because like I really think he could have given us the Benavidez fight, but if he, let's say, he beats Crawford, right, or loses to Crawford, if he goes and fights Benavidez after that, that's much respect to Canelo. But if he's not able to do that, nada. That's the thing. Terrence Crawford. I'm curious too. Like, I'm also curious because part of me thinks, Crawford didn't look good at 154 because of the style, but let's see. Let's see if he's genuinely like faster than Canelo, because that's my hypothesis. But also, maybe he's just slower as he puts weight on. Usually that additional and extra weight, excess weight slows down fighters, but I think Crawford should be in shape. We'll see. Canelo not that big, but can hurt big people. We're going to see the best Canelo and the best Crawford to Canelo. And the best Crawford and the best Canelo. Canelo probably will fight Benavidez. I hope so, because that's a really good fight. Because that'll tell me a lot, because like both very strong, both around 68, 75. I mean, like, that's the fight I really want to see. So, because Canelo's genuinely been fighting at 68, so he's kind of like well established. He's used to that weight class. I don't expect Terrence Crawford to fight a guy like Benavidez, but it's never out of the question. But people are telling me that Crawford plans to retire after this Canelo fight, so we'll see. Especially if Crawford wins, man, like you might as well retire, because what more can you do to better your career than beat a guy like Canelo Alvarez? Like, there's not much to really do other than that. And that's facts. Damn, the Wi-Fi kind of lagging right now. But David Benavidez, he's a great fighter, fighting at 75. Hopefully we get to see him in Beterbiev or him in Bivol. Any of those fights is pretty entertaining to me. I like any of those fights. Jake Paul still to come. Am I looking forward to that fight? Not terribly, not too much, but I'll watch it for sure. I want to see Benavidez, and most of all, I want to see rematch with Bivol. Would be the biggest accomplishment right now. Oh, you're talking about for Canelo. Yeah, the thing is like Canelo's just small. Like what I said, he's small. Like he's Crawford size. That's why I'm saying like this is a closer fight than people are thinking. Everybody thinks Canelo's just gonna wash Crawford. I don't think that's gonna happen because Canelo and Crawford are basically the same size. You can compare Benavidez and Canelo more because like they're both strong. Like they both fought at 68, but Crawford like he's the same size as Canelo and he's a little bit faster than most of these guys at 168 and 175. So we shall see. Bivol and Terrence Crawford. That'd be crazy. Now that'd be a crazy fight. We got one more fight. We got Benavidez. I mean, not Benavidez. Zurdo Ramirez. And then after that, we got the Jake Paul fight. I'm excited. I'm not excited, but like, let's see if my bet hits. Let's see if I can win some money tonight and have Jake Paul take an L. That'd be crazy. I don't expect it. I'm not like expecting Chavez to win, honestly, because like everything about these Jake Paul events is, making it seem like Jake Paul's supposed to win. So we'll see. You're 5'9". You weigh 200 now in high school, weighed 185, but running miles every day. That's good. Keeping that exercise routine going. What's my weight? I weigh like 153 right now. 153, and my height's like 5'8". 5'9" on a good day, but most of the time 5'8". I weigh 150 right now, but I'm trying to like cut down, just because like I want to see how like lean I can get. But we'll see. I don't want to turn into a skeleton either. That's not good. I always think about like if I were to be a fighter, like what weight I would compete at. And right now I'm around 150 basically, right? If I'm 153, that's 150. Usually these fighters cut. It varies honestly. Some guys cut crazy amounts of weight. Like some guys get fat, they cut 30 pounds. Like that's crazy. I think like 15 to 20 is like more reasonable, to like 15 to 20 pounds away from your walk around weight. I think that's like optimal, but for me, I guess that would be 35, but I feel like I can make 130. Fine. I believe that's just like 20 pounds to cut, but because I know some of these guys, like a lot of these 147 pounders are probably walking around close to 200. And they're making the weight, so I think I can make 130. I weighed like 127, I want to say. It was definitely after COVID. So maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I was weighing like 127, so I'm pretty sure I could get down to like at least 130. I might even be able to get down to 126. I'd be like a skeleton. Right now I got some muscle on me right now, so like I feel like if I cut a lot of weight, then I'd definitely lose muscle, but it's whatever. I can always do more push-ups, lift more weights. Let's see what boxing Twitter is saying. Dude, I don't even know if people are actually watching this fight. I can't believe Kid Austin stopped Tevin Farmer like that. That was like easy work. He made that look like easy work. Tevin Farmer, that boy got embarrassed. I hate to be a hater. You know, a girl's prime is from 20 to 30, but a guy's prime is 30 to 40. No, I didn't know that. I guess like what is that? What is that based on? I would say if we're talking like about boxers, I would say their primes are like 20, 23 to 30. Honestly, boxing like once you hit 30, honestly, nowadays boxers start to slow down, right? Like I feel like that happens a lot. Like look at Canelo. How old is Canelo now? Canelo's if Crawford's like what 36, Canelo's got to be 34 maybe. Yeah, Canelo's 34, and Canelo's already like kind of slowed down. Respectfully, I'm not trying to be a Canelo hater. I always get called a Canelo hater. I like Canelo. I think he's funny. I think he's a good fighter. I think he's talented. I think he's strong, but he's just like gets. It seems like he gets tired a lot more easily now than before, and like he doesn't seem to move as quickly as he used to. He was never the fastest mover in the world, but what's Zerto Ramirez's box record? You think he's let's see, you think he's gonna get a stoppage? Zerto. All right, let's see. Sorry, I was looking at the live. Zerto Ramirez box record. Does he have any? Oh, it's 30 KOs. Am I saying your name right or wrong? Is it Jesse or is it like G? I just realized there's three E's and one of them isn't an S. I thought there were two S's. Is it G's? GC? Or is it like Jesse? I don't want to be messing up your name. And where are you from? Like, where are you from? Like ethnicity wise, what's your ethnicity? Jake Paul. I can't stop saying that. I be saying that like randomly. I'm just like Jake Paul. If Jake knocks him out, dude, that'd be freaking crazy. That'd be nutty. Oh, you're Mexican. Nice. I guess that makes sense why you like Canelo, Pacquiao, and Oscar. Those are some of the Mexican fight fans. They like the offensive style of fighting. The strong style, that warrior mentality. I'm talking to Oscar De La Hoya now. Still got 2 fights, bro. Canelo versus Crawford. I can't wait. September can't come fast enough. Some of these comments are crazy. Chat. Chat. You guys got to comment who you got. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Genuinely about to fall asleep, guys. They are dragging this card like crazy. I could literally take a nap right now, and I'd wake up and the Jake Paul fight still would be on, like facts. Dude, Kid Austin really dropped Tevin Farmer like that. I ain't gonna lie, that was impressive. Yeah, I hope Chavez wins too. I'm not gonna lie. But the way this stuff has been going, it seems like Jake's gonna be given a decision, even if it's close. They will definitely want Jake Paul to continue making big fights because he's a golden goose in boxing. Honestly, now like he's making money. I mean, look at this event. Everybody's here to watch Jake in Chavez, of course, but Manny. All right, I need to end the live real quick. One sec, guys.